I don't think I do it.
But Arsenal started like house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Good morning, you lovely people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Like someone said, it's like buses, never on time, but I'm always here. I always do show up. The self-proclaimed hardest man in the YouTube game, if you like. We're never not live. We move, right? Please smash a like on the video, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Also, folks, we're already 100 deep into that race for 20k before the end of the season. 100 subscribers in yesterday just alone. So let's keep the train going. Let's keep the hype train going. Let's get aboard the Big Sam Express. Get me to 20k before the end of the season. Just 900 to go, people. The countdown is on. Now, of course, I know as well, you all liked Bambaleo. We've had to retire that, of course, because as we know, Javi Gracia has now been sacked. And he has left us with a lovely little message and also the memories of Bambaleo. But there is a new dawn. There is a new day. There is a new life for me and you. And I'm feeling good, right? Because I believe Big Sam is going to keep Leeds in the Premier League. Sam is the hero next door. Big Fireman Sam is the hero next door. Okay, forget Bambaleo. Fireman Sam is the hero next door. Sam is the hero next door, and he is going to be your hero. Okay, Big Sam Allardyce, Sam Allardyce. Okay, along with Carl Robinson and Robbie Keane, ex-player Robbie Keane, is in the door. Hannah loves that. I'm glad you like it. Why not, eh? You know, Pad Dodger, you know. Yeah, so Robbie Keane's going to join him as well. That's not officially been announced, but listen, we knew Big Sam was coming in before it was officially announced. But Javi Gracia has left. Let's start with that first of all. Don't forget to smash a like on the video first. But Javi Gracia has left. Obviously, was pictured yesterday in TK Maxx. I shared them images with you yesterday of him leaving. And he has left us with a nice little statement, Javi Gracia. So let's talk about that first of all, and then we'll get on Big Sam. The dream team, if you like. Carl Robinson, who was previously linked to Leeds United when Chilino was here. Robbie Keane. Obviously, we all know about Robbie Keane. Maybe he can show Ayling how to do the celebration properly. I'd imagine if Ayling scores, he'll be pulling it out. And then, of course, Big Sam himself, right? But let's first of all start with Javi Gracia's statement, okay? So Javi Gracia has said this. I'm grateful for this opportunity and proud of the team, both players and coaching staff. That's how I'd like to summarise my time at Leeds United. I would have preferred a different moment, but the circumstances have changed. We arrived on a short 3-month contract. He was only ever staying to the end of the season. It was a flexible contract. They won't have had to pay him much off. And we did it because we believed in this team. We considered our chances and had confidence, and we know it is possible. We are not talking about miracles, but about the efficient result of a well-done work and a process of improvement, which he did for a period of time. And then obviously Crystal Palace half-time happened. And, you know, we have to see, you know, what's next. Big up to my good friend, Miss Vicky Firth, who says, have a pint on me, mate. We all clearly need one right now. Keep up the good content, Joe. Thank you very much, Vic, and thank you very much for your super chat. The coaching staff and I took over the team in 19th position with a run of 10 games without a win. Today, after 11 games played and 4 games left in the league, the team is out of the relegation zone and with a good chance of achieving the objective, which I think is fair enough, right? He did come in the relegation zone. Yes, we will look at Javi Gracia's time, not with fondness, really. I feel like he was dealt a bad hand. I almost feel sorry for him. And there's clear unrest within the squad, which has culminated in him losing his job. Something happened at half-time against Crystal Palace, which has proper upset the apple cart. And Javi Gracia, unfortunately, the nice man that he is, doesn't have the capacity to be able to turn things around. Maybe he doesn't have the squad personnel where he can drop some of these people who have maybe caused issues, because the squad underneath the first team squad is pretty abysmal. We have to agree with that. It's full of youngsters that aren't really maybe ready for the fight either. So we have to hold a little bit of regret really for Javi. I almost feel sorry for him. He was dealt a bad hand. But again, that's due to mismanagement from top to bottom. You know, already Sam's come in and got Carl Robinson and Robbie Keane. And I look back at Jesse's tenure, for example. He was also dealt a bad hand. As much as I dislike the man, and I think whoever came after Bielsa, I was going to be like that when I look at it now in the cold light of day. Maybe I didn't give him a chance, but he didn't deserve a chance because he wasn't great. And those that say, oh, if we'd have kept him, etc., he won 3 games in 20-odd or something like that. But what I'm saying is when Jesse came in, he wasn't even given no staff, was he, really? If we're being honest, he was given Cameron Toshak and Rennie Maric. It was all just a little bit mad, whereas Big Sam will have made certain requests on him coming in. My Wi-Fi looks like it's just gone a bit sketchy. It should sort itself out, folks. I'm sorry about that. It normally never does this, but it's coming back. Who can forget when I lived in the previous house? It happened all the time, but we're back. So I almost feel a pan of regret and a pan of sorriness for Javi, but we do have a very good chance of achieving the objective. This is what I mean. Yes, we have very, very tough games between now and the end of the season, but we're not in the relegation zone just yet. There are still 3 worse teams than us, or is it 4? Is it 4 currently, or is it just 3? I can't quite remember. Let me just have a look. It's just 3. Forest, Everton and Southampton, which I tipped for the drop for quite some time now. He said it's been a very intense period for many reasons. A busy schedule, injuries, and a young but skilled team. This cannot be understated as well. The injury to Tyler Adams. You could argue if Tyler Adams was in the side, Javi would have never lost his job because he is that pivotal and important to this side. Almost Calvin Phillips-esque in the Bielsa era. Because when Calvin never played, we also lost games plenty. However, we managed to position ourselves better than our rivals, and this is shown by the results, which you can't disagree with, because the small period, he did get some wins, okay, right at the start, compared to our direct rivals. And since we were hired, we are the team with the most points, 11 in total. So if you compare his tenure at the helm in them 10 games, we will, yes, the spankings are not acceptable, but there is an element of truth to what he is saying. So if we look at the last 10 games, for example, and if I was to show you then 10 games, we have performed better in his tenure than Leicester, than Southampton, than Forest, okay, which are our relegation rivals. So there is truth to what Javi's had to say there. He did say, I am confident that the team will achieve its objectives. It is a committed squad full of quality. I wish that the majority of the fan base also held that confidence. I'm aware I always look for something positive, and there aren't many, but I think even Leeds fans, yeah, we are a bit of a laughing stock, what a club, etc., etc., but I am positive. Why not be positive? Like, Big Sam has history of keeping teams in the Premier League. Yes, he has a limited amount of time to do it. Yes, we have 4 tough games, but who better than to come in and shithouse it? Who better? He's the king of the shithouse, right? He says a special mention must be given to my coaching staff and names them: Zigo, Aronaldi, Mikel Antia and Juan Sola. Also to the fantastic Michael Scubala, Willie Alonso, Marcus Abad, Jordan Davison, Matt Robertson, the medical staff, the kitmen, the press team, and all the club staff. See, this is a proper nice guy. We didn't get this from Jesse, did we? We didn't get this from Jesse. Your help has been brilliant. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I don't want to say goodbye without thanking Victor Orta for trusting us. Honest, sincere, and committed to the club. It was really a great pleasure to work with you, both you and your team. deserved the best. Well, Victor's no longer here. Last but not least, I would like to acknowledge the work of the fans, a fan base that supports you, that cheers you on, and that I know will never give up. Best wishes for success to Leeds United. Sincerely, Javi, White forever. I think that's quite a nice statement. I think it's quite nice and very on brand when it comes to Javi, because he is just a nice guy, but maybe he was almost too nice, and that's why I made the point of him not being able to arrest the slump that we're on. Why not appoint him 10 games ago to late? Yeah, maybe so, Jody, but Javi did look a good appointment at the start, as we've said. You know, he came in and he did get wins. He did get wins. You know, he beat Southampton, he beat Wolves, he drew against Brighton. So at that point, it looked like the right appointment. Now, there's a lot of talk in the background that some of the players maybe have gone to the management team and said, this guy's no good or whatever. But a lot of that has to go on the players. A lot of it has to go on the players, because it is no coincidence. No coincidence. I don't know where I got my dressing gown from, bro. They were from my kids. Both of them are similar. One's grey, one's blue. I just take turns in washing them. So I don't know. I'll ask the kid's mum where she got the dressing gown from you, bro. They are cool, aren't they? So yeah, it went so wrong for Javi. Yes, he didn't have the skill set, I believe, from a disciplinarian or authoritarian standpoint to turn this tide around, because for me, it's clear from Crystal Palace onwards, something happened. We heard about something happening, and it's not changed. It's got worse. And he clearly doesn't have that capacity to be able to say no. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think a lot of it has to go on the players. Old guard, new guard, breakdown in communication, whatever. And wherever division we're in, there has to be a massive change. And there will be, because Victor Orta's no longer here, so sporting director's going to have to come in. Gary Paul says, whoever thought we would have beaten Man City 2-1 with 10 men, let's have hope it can be done. Thank you very much, Gary. There is a lot of naysayers. And a lot will say, I told you so when we get spanked by City at 4-0 or whatever, but that's expected. I think under Javi, I think we were all worried that it'd be 6 and 7s. I don't think that happens. Sam Allardyce is coming today. Okay. He'll be on the training pitch. He has the rest of today, Thursday, Friday, and then we go Saturday. There is enough time there to put a structure in place to make us defensively better. A lot of people say, oh, well, we played negatively under Javi, so why is this going to change? It's different. We still tried to build from the back at times under Javi. You know, defenders still like to get forward and get out of position, which then in transition caught us out. So we're not going to see that. I think Rasmus will play at right back, for example. I think we could even see Pascal Strout back at left back, or Vauber fit. I don't think they'll go over the halfway line, to be honest, apart from when it's corner time or it's free kick time. But that's what we need right now. Because the mad thing is, you could feasibly not win another game of football, and still stay in the Premier League. Monday is huge. We've been through this. All our relegation rivals play on Monday. You can watch it all on the Just Joe Football Show. Don't miss a beat. Leicester play Fulham. Everton play... the top of my head, I'll just tell you now. Everton play Brighton away, and then Forest have Southampton. In an ideal world, Fulham beat Leicester, Brighton beat Everton, Southampton beat Forest, and it's as you were. Lee Lister says a couple of wins will do. You might not even need that. It could be a win and a draw. It could be a couple of points. I genuinely think, I heard Brownie saying it yesterday, we are that bad. But it shows how bad those below us are, because we're still not in the relegation zone. We are still not in the relegation zone. George Onefoot says a Leicester fan wins for Leicester. I don't know how you see that. Leeds United, just to put it into perspective, Leeds United have been getting spanked, and Leicester got a point. We could have easily won that game, George. Leicester should have beat Everton and failed to do so.
What gives you the confidence that you can go away to Fulham and get a win? Who recently have had an upturn in form, 2 wins and narrowly beaten by Manchester City, just 2-1. What gives you the confidence that Leicester can go to Fulham, Craven Cottage, and get a point or get all 3? I wouldn't be as confident, but we'll know on Monday at 3:00. As for Nottingham Forest, they're at home, but Southampton have nothing to lose now. Southampton, okay, Southampton are 6 points off. 6 points off with 4 games left to go. They're not going to go for a point at Forest. They have to go all out. Now, of course, that might catch them out. But I honestly, I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility that Southampton could get a win there. So I wouldn't be so confident. All we've got is our hope, right? Miss Firth says, if Adams and Vobel was in the team, we wouldn't be where we are now. Agree with that. Have he put the wrong players on the pitch? Something is going on behind the scenes. Something happened for sure at Crystal Palace at half-time. Bring on this 4-game season. I believe we can do it. We have been through worse. This is the thing. It's 4 games. And all we need is a couple of points. Big Sam can get us that. Big up to my brothers at Orta know better compared to our direct rivals. And since we retired, we are the team with the most points. There is 3 below us in that 11-game spin that he's had. Banking on West Ham Spurs for wins, hopefully. Maybe. I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility that we get a point against Newcastle. I genuinely don't. Having managed there before, there's that little bit of factor to it. Newcastle, you could argue, sitting pretty. They have 65 points. Liverpool closest in that top 4 outside of Man United on 56. Have Newcastle not confirmed now? No, 5 games? No, probably not. So 0-0 at their place last time there, wasn't it? Exactly, user. And I'm not sure on Newcastle's away record. I don't know. Let's have a look. I mean, they're 3rd in the Premier League, so yeah. That doesn't fit my Big Sam narrative right now. There you go. Michael O'Donnell says, Joe, I give Big Sam 2 games and make another change of management if it doesn't work. Yeah. No, it's mad, isn't it? It is mad. Yeah, exactly, Joey. Joey knows. Joe, I'm a Liverpool fan. Leeds are the only team to win at Anfield this season. If you can beat us at Anfield, you can win anywhere. And this is the thing, right? So Sam Allardyce has to foster that. He has to go in. I've heard talk that someone on Twitter reckons he's not a good man management. That's crazy talk. That's what he's great at. That is what he's great at. He will have the players believe in a game. Whenever you hear ex-players speak about Sam Allardyce, it's one of the big things they say. It's that similar sort of manager of your Harry Redknapps, etc. They make you believe, yeah? They make you believe. He does need to make changes. Just as Firth was just going to mention there about Meslier, I think he drops Meslier. I think Joel Robles will start. Just because, and listen, I think Meslier is a great goalkeeper. He's a great goalkeeper and will go far in the game. But he needs to come out of the limelight. He needs to be dropped. Just say to him now, that's you done for the season, lad. You've been peppered. The defence in front of you has been shambolic. Probably won't say that, but let's be honest, it has. You've been peppered. I'm going to take you out. Joel Robles. You've been in a relegation dogfight before. You have years and years of experience over Meslier. You starting goal for me. Okay? I genuinely think he could play Strauch or Vober at left back. I don't think he'll be in tune with Firpo. Let's be honest, Firpo defensively, it's the weakest part of his game. So I don't think he'll go there. He could, depending on who he plays at left back, he'll like Cooper. If Liam Cooper's fit, hopefully he is. I think he'll like Cooper just because he has that long raking crossfield ball. He does have it in his locker, more so than Robin Koch, more so than Max Vober. I don't think but then again, I've been throughout the season, I've lambasted Max Vober's passing, but that's always been short. We've always tried to play it out from the back. We're not going to try this under Sam. So he likes to get balls into the channel for the wingers up to the big man, which in our case might be Paddy. It could be Rutter, but I reckon it'll be Paddy. Or he likes that cross-field ball, which we know Liam can do. So I think he'll like Liam Cooper, provided he's fit. I think Rasmus Christensen will play at right back. I think you'll have 2 deep-lying midfielders, one being Adam Forshaw. I think the other one will be Mark Rocker, because, again, he likes someone who's able to play a little bit. And Mark Rocker is that. Mark Rocker can play them balls. He does have a decent left foot. We haven't seen the best of him, that's for certain. I think Mark Rocker and Adam Forshaw, I think it will be a 4-2-3-1, which is what we've seen. It'll be Bamford up top with potentially Rodrigo behind him, and then your wingers will be, I'd imagine, will be Harrison and Nonto, but on opposite sides. I think he might go with a 4-1-4-1 potentially, but if he had Adams, he would have gone 4-1-4-1, and then had probably Weston McKennie Rocker with Adams behind. But I don't think we have anyone who could sit in that role. Potentially, though, he could play Robin Koch there. He could play Pascal Strout there, having done that before. So if you did go with the 4-1-4-1, you might see either Robin Koch or Strout go into midfield, just to give some extra protection to the back four. You know, this 5-5, people think he doesn't play with the striker. It's madness. I'm not sure Forshaw in that. Maybe ought to know better, maybe. But I think if he does go with the 4-1-4-1, I think it might be one of the centre-back / DMs that we've seen play there before. Robin Koch. I'd prefer Pascal Strouk over Robin. I really, really, really do not rate Robin, and I do not see what everyone else sees. I genuinely wouldn't give the guy a new contract. I would sell him this summer. I'm straight up, I would sell him. He's so poor. He's lightweight. No Luke Ayling, no. And I'm a massive fan of Luke Ayling, but I just don't see him being played. But I might be wrong. This is what I'm saying. It won't be, Andy, it'll be 4-2-3-1, it'll be 4-1-1, or maybe a 4-4-2. But nah, I think we're giving him a bit too much. Everyone just thinks he's Mike Bassett. So yeah, if he does go with the 4-1-4-1, expect McKennie Rocker and then maybe someone behind him, or even McKennie. I don't know. McKennie is better high up the pitch. He does have that quality in the final third. We haven't seen enough of it, but he can. Miss Firth says, "You mad? Robin played his best football this season, and defo when more." But no, you no. Robin Koch is terrible. You're letting yourself get believed in the hype that people say on social media. Watch the guy defend. He is no good. He is no good. Please look at that third goal for Crystal Palace when he gets his toe to it. Honestly, Robin Koch is terrible. He's just too timid. He's too lightweight. He's not built for the Premier League. Move him on. Move him on. Vicky, you can have a fallout with me, but Robin Koch is terrible. No, you can't. No, I'm not judging one game. This is not judging one game. Are you mad? You tell me good games he's had. He's terrible, man. Don't make me get a poll out. Robin Koch's terrible, man. Going to Newcastle and Spurs, his agent's good, I tell you that much. He wants to get in the Germany setup. That guy's not getting anywhere near that. Not getting anywhere near that. Honestly, he's impotent. He's impotent. He's impotent. Look how well he's played with Voba, but that's more so on Voba. Why should you have to... Anyway, we move. So that was Javi Gracia's statement. Let's have a look what Leeds United have had to say. Leeds United on their official... page, obviously, they say thank you to Javi first of all, but then say the remaining 4 games of the season will be overseen by experienced head coach Sam Allardyce. Allardyce has managed over 500 Premier League games in a managerial career stretching 29 years, and he brings a wealth of knowledge in fighting for survival, having guided a number of his previous clubs to safety. Yeah, Liam, you know, son. Liam knows. The only good thing Robin Cox got going for him is his porno tash. He can pull off a porno tash, and that's about it. His first experience of the top flight came with Bolton, who he would guide into Europe for the first time in the club's history. He did have a good Bolton side, though, right? Do you remember Djorkaeff, Ivan Campo, all these players, you know, JJ Okocha? Following this, he went on to manage Newcastle, Blackburn, and West Ham, earning promotion to the Premier League in his first season with the Hammers. So he's managed a club that have vociferous fan bases, Newcastle and West Ham being the case in point. Over the past decade, he has successfully helped Sunderland, Palace, and Everton avoid relegation from the Premier League during short-term stints. Allardyce will be assisted by former MK Dons, Charlton Athletic, and Oxford United manager Carl Robinson, previously linked to Leeds United when at MK Dons, and his first game in charge, of course, will be at City. It's not been announced yet, but Robbie Keane's going to be joining him as well. So big up. It's nice to have Robbie Keane back at the football club, and hopefully he can have a similar sort of impact to what what's the ex-Blackburn striker who's at Manchester United now? It's not no, it's not. What's his name, man? Oh, someone help me out. It's not Obafemi Martins, is it? Or is it? No. Who's the fella that's gone in at Man United and he's got Rashford just flying? Benny McCarthy. Hopefully, Robbie Keane can have a similar style of impact with our strikers. Yeah, Colton the R. That is the most recent, yeah? The most recent thing. And of course, everyone says that. Yeah, everyone says that. But that's the anomaly. That's the exception to the rule. And I would argue that West Brom team is woeful. I've mentioned it many a times. I've heard other people mention it. They have 2 players left from that squad playing in the Premier League. One was Conor Gallagher, who they had on loan. Remember, everyone said Conor Gallagher was rubbish. Look what he did. That's the perfect case, actually. This is the perfect case to smash that argument. Because Conor Gallagher was mint at Charlton under Lee Bowyer. Then he went to Swansea midway through. Then he came up to the Premier League, smashed it at Palace. Went to West Brom. And then I was going, get Conor Gallagher, get Conor. And everyone was going, did you see him at West Brom? Did you see him at West Brom? And I used to say to people, not a bad player, because they're in a bad side. It does not make that person a bad player. He then went to Crystal Palace and was absolutely phenomenal and got into the England squad and he's now getting minutes at Chelsea, as bad as Chelsea are. But what I'm saying is, that's the recency bias, because that's what people used to say to me. Did you not watch him at West Brom? And then we know what he did at Palace. And I would argue, had Conor Gallagher come in, we wouldn't have been in the situation that we found ourselves in under Bielsa. We should have never been, because let's be honest, he got spanked by Arsenal, Tottenham and Man United. You know what I mean? Not by poor teams. Anyway, There were better days. There were better days, and it was beautiful indeed. And it was beautiful. Big shout out to Michael Yates, who's just listen. I've had an influx of members over the last 24 hours. The channel's really popping, and I'm really grateful for all your support. I've been getting loads of messages from people over the other side of the pond and everything, just thanking me and that, which is nice. You know what I mean? It is really, really nice. So, yeah, thank you for that. And listen, we're already on that road to 20k. We hit 19 yesterday, and we're now we're like 900, or we've already hit 100 in the last 24 hours. So let's get to 19k, and we do that by you smashing a like. And you know where your bread's buttered. Listen, I'll be here tonight as well. West Ham versus, I'm at work, but then I've got a holiday because West Ham play Man City. Two things to look at there. Of course, West Ham are not in good form. West Ham are not out of this yet. We could have a big say on whether or not they stay in the Premier League and vice versa. Because as I said, after West Ham were beaten at the weekend, they have 2 Manchester clubs up next. They play Man City tonight, Man United on the weekend. Lose both of them and they're damn in trouble. And then from the Man United game up to when they play us, they play 4 times in 10 days. West Ham are not out of this yet. So tonight we'll get a look at West Ham, our relegation rivals, rival watch, and of course, look at Man City. We all know about Man City, but it's a bit of a scouting mish for our game on Saturday. West Brom were dire, much worse than Leeds players individually. Agreed, Millenship. That West Brom squad was terrible. They had Lee Peltier, for example, right? Romain Sawyers, who I did like, but Romain Sawyers was 4 years past his sell-by date at that point. He was awesome at Brentford, etc. I would have liked him at Leeds once upon a time, but he wasn't in a position to be a Premier League footballer when he actually made the step up. He should have gone up sooner. He was a good player. I really liked him. Who else did they have there? I mean, the two that are there is Sam Johnston, who, yes, he's having a good time now, but he was second choice. He's only playing in number one now because Guaita was injured, and he's had some good performances. So Roy Hodgson will keep him number one till the end of the season. Even if Guaita was fit, he might be. I don't think he changes him because Sam Johnston has had some good performances. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I want to have a look at that West Brom squad. What season would it have been? 2021? You know what my memory's like. 2021. Would it have been? Would it 2021? Do you think? Was it 2021? Yeah, it'd have been 2021, wouldn't it? 2021. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was, because they brought in Yukoslu, who we were linked to, the guy from Turkey. There was all that chat about, they were unsure about it being, madness. Right, okay, so let's have a look at their squad and just compare it. Compare it with what we have. Just bear with us 1 second. Right, okay, so I'll share my screen and we can have a look what they've got. So this was West Brom's squad then. Sam Johnson obviously was number one. Semi Ajayi, Higazi, Kyle Bartley, Cedric Kipri. I mean, who was playing it? Kieran Gibbs, definitely on the fault. They brought in Ivanovic, if you remember. They had Lee Peltier as well. Jake Livermore was playing a lot of games, I remember. Yukoslu was decent. Leeds United were linked with him. Maitland-Niles, Mateus Pereira was their star turn. I mean, come on. Grzycki, Dean Garner, Matt Phillips, Robert Snodgrass, Carlon Grant, Callum Robinson was leading the line, if you remember him as well. Charlie Austin, who then probably went after QPR to Australia. Hal Robson-Kanu. They were not a decent side, folks. Come on, man. That doesn't compare with what we have. Let's be honest. And even their bigger name players were on the slide. The one-star turn for me would have been Mateus Pereira. And he went to Saudi Arabia, wasn't it? Shout out to Snodders, yeah. Yeah, but Snod he was not a player at West Brom. Come on now. Let's not rewrite history. He was not a player at West Brom. I don't think he even played much. He was not a player, man. I'm not saying he's a player. You're just looking at that through your Leeds glasses. I'll tell you, because I don't even remember in game time there. I'm going to tell you now anyway. Let me have a look. I'll tell you how many. I might be wrong, but he was not a player then, man. I'm not having it. I think you're looking at it through Leeds United glasses. West Brom, he played 8 times. He played 8 times in 21-20. Yeah, so no. He played 8 times, 6 in the Championship, and then went to Luton Town, and now was at Hearts. He wasn't. Yeah, I don't even think it was a time when he was playing. I don't remember him playing. I remember Mateus Pereira. I remember Dean Garner, who they got on loan from West Ham. I don't remember Snodgrass getting many minutes. And yeah, I think you're looking at that through your Leeds United glasses there. Locks, we all know about Locks. He says, I'm scared of Leeds under Big Sam. You say that with a winky face, but you actually are, though, right, bro? This isn't kidology. You did say to us yesterday, seriously, the rest of the team should be worried. Because I think if anyone can shit out a result, it'll be Big Sam. It'll be big. Sam, smash a like all on the video for me, please. So Sam Allardyce has come in, Cal Robinson as well, and we know Robbie Keane's coming in as well. Robbie Keane's coming in. Just want to have a look at, obviously, Cal Robinson. Cal Robinson mainly obviously being a manager. He was at MK Dons, then he went to Charlton, and then finished up most recently at Oxford United. He's got experience, you know, he's took MK Dons to playoffs. I think he had a good tenure at Oxford up until recently. He reached the playoff final with Oxford as well before losing 2-1. He's worked at with Sam at Blackburn as well. So that's that's a good shout. Locks goes on to say, I don't think you win too many more points, but think you could get 4, which would be enough. That's the thing, isn't it, bro, Locks? It will be. Everyone's talking about we need 5. The teams are down there for a reason. Look how bad we are, Leeds fans. Think about how bad we are, yeah? And there are still teams below us in the league. Mental. And the goal difference may play a part. Let's not get away from that fact. This could play a part. And it is, though, Jamie. It is. It is enough. I don't know why you don't think it's enough. I'm honestly confused as to why you don't think it's enough. We go through this every time. It is enough. We see... Right. There's Locks, a Leicester fan. This is what I was just going to say to you. We see it from a Leeds United perspective and think that the other teams are all going to win the games. They don't. There's a reason why they're down there. I don't know where you all of a sudden think that a team like Everton, who are on 29, are now going to end up on 35. They would have to win 2 games out of 4. Would Everton win 2 games out of 4? No. How? How are they all of a sudden going to win a big percentage of their games in 4? Southampton, in order for them to get 35, which you say 34 isn't enough, they would need to get 11 points. They would need to win every game. Forest, okay, they would need to win and a draw. But then if we get 34, so in order for Forest to get 35, they would need a win and 2 draws. A win and 2 draws with 4 games left to play. I just don't understand why you don't think 4 points is enough or could be enough. Because 4 games, Leicester would need to get a win and a draw. No, 35. So Leeds get 34, Jamie. Leeds get 34. The rest would have to get 35. So Leicester, in order to get 35 out of 4 games, would have to win 1 and draw 2. Locks is telling you, you don't think that's going to happen. Everton would have to get 2 wins out of 4. Because they're on 29. I just don't see how you think it isn't enough. But listen, you might be right, I might be wrong, and that's totally fine. I mean, if we look at 538, which has us going down, by the way, which does have us going down, but their projected points for the teams that stay up is 34. So 34, according to 538, is enough. They have Leeds getting 33, which is 3 more points. You know, so I think it is enough, 34, but I might be wrong. Look, we are a 58% chance of going down. That, no doubt, due to our fixtures, but that could have a massive swing on Monday. Because if Forest get beat by Southampton, who now have a 98% chance of going down, then that will change. And Leeds United just not need to embarrass themselves against City. That's the key point in this. They need to not embarrass themselves against City. And, you know, again, I'll come back to it. If Everton, for example, had to get 30 34 points or more. So if they're to get 35, which means they've got to get 2 wins. No disrespect, Everton do not get 2 wins in their next 2. They go away to Brighton, who are challenging for Europe. They then also play Man City at home. So Everton would need to win both of their last games. Both of them, in order to get the 36 points or the 35 points. Leeds United, obviously, we have very difficult games. It goes without saying. You know, it goes without saying we have very difficult games. Nottingham Forest, they don't have it easy. Nottingham Forest, in order to stay in this division, must beat Southampton. Must. If they do not beat Southampton, Colton says Forest have an easy run. This is factually incorrect, man. Look at it. Chelsea away, Arsenal at home. And as bad as Chelsea have been, Forest are terrible away from home. So you best believe Chelsea will, you hope anyway, I hope, will get something. But Forest do not have an easy run. Especially if they don't beat Southampton. For me, if they don't beat Southampton, that's Forest done. Sean Healy says, if we stay up, I want Luke Ayling and Robbie Keane to do Robbie Keane's famous celebration. Yeah, he'll show him how to do it properly, won't he? So they don't have an easy run, nor do Everton. And then we've got Leicester City. Who again, look. Leicester City have 2 very difficult fixtures. At home against Liverpool, away at Newcastle. Take Man City out. Ours isn't that bad. It's not. It's not that bad. This would be sweet. Imagine, Ryan. We could bask in the tears of everyone mocking. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it, Anthony? They would have to work miracles. You've got to see the bigger picture, you know? You've got to see the bigger picture and look ahead. Look ahead. Look at that. Look at that. West Ham don't have it easy either. They're not out of it, you know. Which of these players will Sam like? Which will he be enough? Nah, see, he'll want Paddy. He'll want Paddy to be the flick on merchant. He's the best one at holding him up. I know you think it's a bit of a myth, Joe, which is fine, but he's the most apt at doing that in our squad. So he's going to be the tip. Yeah, Hannah, I try my best. But this isn't bullshit, you know me. This is where I'm at. I have to look for positives. I have to help myself feel sane. Do you know what I mean? Listen, there's 757 people watching. If you haven't already, please do smash a like on the video for me. Leeds need to work on their fitness. Yo, just on this as well. Just on this. Did you see the reports now that Jesse had all these sleep pods ripped out and changed it into a media centre and was laughing and joking with the press about it? That guy, man. That guy. I'll fight him. He likes tough players, lads who grind in. Not sure Paddy is that also. Stop saying the tip. I know, yeah. Nah, Bamford. This is my lineup, bro. This is what I think the initial lineup's going to be, yeah? Rob Les in goal, Rasmus right back. And this is provided everyone's fit. I think he'll have to go with Koch, Cooper, Volber. Rocker, Forshaw, Harrison, Nonto, Rodrigo, Bamford. If it's a 4-1-4-1, I think he'll go Robles, Rasmus, Koch, Cooper, Strauch. No. Volber, Strauch. McKennie, Rocker, Harrison, Nonto, Bamford. He will play Rocco just because he's apt at being able to get the ball down the channels for his wingers. Ball down the channel for his wingers. I don't think he'll play 5 at the back. I don't think he'll play 5 at the back, 3 at the back. He won't. He'll play with 4. He'll play with 4, I think. I think he'll play with 4. All these 7-1. This. I think you've been a little bit disrespectful. This is what's frustrating me as well. People are laughing at our football club from inside the football club, which hurts me because I take it personally. And also, they're being very disrespectful towards Sam. 10 men behind the ball and all this stuff. I think, it's just painful for me because I want us to stay in the division. And like ought to know better just to say a second ago, no more Harrison. Sanantha Raj, man, he's been one of our best players over the last 10 games. Sam Allardyce will love Jack Harrison for his delivery, his balls into the box, getting it out of his feet. He will get the best out of Jack Harrison, much like Javi did. I don't know why we're having a go at Harrison here. Harrison's been under Javi Gracia. Under Javi Gracia, the best performer has been Jack Harrison. And I won't have anyone say any different. Who's performed better than Jack Harrison during Javi Gracia's 11 games? The anti-Harrison rhetoric is comical, 100%. He had like 4 goal involvements in 4 games, 3 of them being goals, 1 being an assist. Like, I don't understand this notion that he's no good. It's madness. No more Harrison. Crazy. Carl, he has been consistent, though. He has been consistent. 1 second, I'm gonna share something with you just to blast open this rhetoric, just to blast away this rhetoric, because people jump on the bandwagon too much of what other people say. See him drop out for a few performances and say he's worse than shit. Just bear with me 1 moment, and I'm gonna show you. Right, okay. So the leaders in chance creation, not including set pieces, outside of the top 6. So the other 4, Jack Harrison is on that list. But Carl, you're watching the game differently to me, like wrongly, I would say. Everyone's different, right? Let me share this with you. I'm going to share you a few stills, right? So this is the other 14. The other 14 look at all the teams outside of the top 6. Okay, Harrison's terrible. Stephen, you don't know what you're watching. Other chance created, not including set pieces, Jack Harrison is on that list with 35. He's created more chances than Kieran Trippier, than Joe Willock, than Jared Bowen, than Declan Rice, than Michael Elise. Okay? He's done that. These aren't made up numbers. Okay, these aren't made up numbers. Let me continue. Just bear with me 1 moment. Here we go again. Here's another one for you. Most successful dribbles. Jack Harrison on that list. Jack Harrison on that list. Okay. Now some of these are snapshots in just the weekend. So most dribbles in week 34. Most dribbles in week 34. No, but those that are having a go at the Aronson thing, the people also go to me, well, Aronson won't be bad if Bamford could find the back of the net. It's all Bamford's fault. So you can't have it both ways, people. Let me just get some more numbers up for you. I just want to smash this notion that Jack Harrison isn't, that he's bad by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, this is it, right? This is the assist table. The assist table, right? Over the course of the season for the teams outside of the top 6. Yeah, this is the number. This is where you want. Jack Harrison is second. Taken only over by Michael Elise, who got 3 against Leeds United because we were the gift-giving team. Jack Harrison has the most assists outside of the top 6. Do you understand? So he's not bad. I just don't understand this because look at the names on that list. These are teams this is a Newcastle side that has Kieran Trippier. that is a set-piece master. Joe Willett, Bruno Guimaraes, Ollie Watkins in fine form. Pascal Gross in a Brighton team that are pushing for Europe. Solly March in a Brighton team that are pushing for Europe. Jack Harrison. Right. Colton says it's... See, now you're changing the narrative. Oh, he only gets assists. That's crazy talk. He only gets assists. Who do you think our top scorers are this season outside of Rodrigo? I would argue, without even looking... I'm not even going to... I'll look now, but I would argue Jack Harrison's probably our third. Let's have a look at Leeds United goal scorers this season. Let's do it. I might be wrong here. But we'll see. We'll see in it. I'm going to come back to you. Let's have a look. Leeds United. Goals scored. Okay. So let me just share this with you. He needs to score goals as well, they say. He needs to score goals as well, they say. Who's Leeds United's third highest goal scorer? Jack Harrison. See what I've just done there? I've just dropped the mic on this fallacy that Jack Harrison is a poor footballer. This total goals scored this season, 4. 4. Who has our highest points total in Fantasy Premier League? Do you know, just to get rid of this fallacy that he's poor, it's Jack Harrison. I just don't understand it, and that there just smashes any sort of notion that Jack Harrison should be dropped. Okay, because he's the third highest top scorer. Where's assists on this list as well? Oh, man. Imagine my surprise. Imagine my surprise that Jack Harrison also has the most assists, double of anyone close to him. 8. The closest to him is Somerville with 4. So there you go. So what I would say I've just done there is had hold of the mic and just dropped it. Okay. Oh, look at this as well. Can we finally get rid of the notion? Second in goals and assists for Leeds over the last 3 years is Jack Harrison. Yes, he might be inconsistent, but over the course of the season, he does pull it out. Yes, it might be in dribs and drabs, but he pulls it out. And if Jack Harrison was getting more numbers than that, the true facts I won't be at Leeds United. Super chat from Sean. He says, starting 11 be Robles. Defence, Christensen, Cooper, Voba, Ayling. No. Defensive midfield, Rocker and Forshaw. Wingers, Willing, on Harrison up front, Bamford and Rota. I don't think he'll play 4-4-2, mate. I'll play with one up top. How do Leeds get... Yeah, I agree with you. I love this from Loxy. This is from an outsider's perspective. Jack Harrison will get into any Premier League starting 11 in the bottom half. Tony O'Shea says, drop the mic on your head. Oh, don't be nasty, bro, because I've just absolutely smashed this fallacy that you have. Come on, man. Let's be nice to one another. In a good team, Jack gets 10 goals and 10... Yeah, exactly, bro. This is what I'm talking about. Overrated. Disagree, but it is what it is. I think 4-2-3-1 he'll go with. I don't think he has the personnel to play 4-1-4-1. If we had Tyler Adams, he would do, but I don't think he will. But yeah, I hope everyone has now got rid of the fallacy that Jack Harrison's a bad footballer. That's okay. Yeah, I'm just catching up. Let me just catch up on what's been said on the old Twitter sphere, because no doubt there'll have been interviews, etc. come out. Oh, wow, look at this. Just as we're speaking, people, the other 14 have just released another beautiful stat for us. So I love it when a plan comes together. So the other 14 have just tweeted this out at 11:55. This is the other 14 combined non-penalty goals and assists up to week 34. He's on there. He's performing better than Rodrigo. Non-penalty goals 4, assists 7, non-penalty goals and assists 11. So he's had 11 goal involvements. And look at the names at the top of that list. Watkins, Toney and Wilson. All strikers, all smashing it in teams that are doing well this season. Obviously, Maddison's up there because he's the best player in the bottom half. Look at how far he is away from Almiron. And you remember how good Almiron was. Let's not forget how good Almiron was at the start of the season. So he's up there with one of the best players outside of the top 6. And that's just happened. That's just further proved the point. Let's see what this super chat said. Harrison has shown up when needed, mostly exactly big game player. I've said it. I would like to see consistency and more from him on a regular basis. But this is the facts, as Ought to Know Better said just moments ago. If he was hitting mad numbers, he wouldn't be at Leeds United. But we get to see more of Nonto too. We will do. Sam Allardyce is on record as saying he can't believe he's not been playing. He will play. He will play for me. Almiron being injured, Joe. Yeah. No, but I get that. But what I'm saying is just look how good he was, and he's up there with him. That's what I mean. He's up there with him. I mean, Pascal Gross and Solly March are flying this season as well. So it's it's nice to see him up there. Carl Robinson and Chalene. Oh, this is the Phil Hay thing, 2016. I was like, what's all that about? 24 days. 24 days between Crystal Palace half-time and Sam Allardyce coming in. Sam Allardyce's first words as Leeds United manager then. Obviously, we know he did an interview on Talk Sport, didn't he? Let's have a look what he had to say on Talk Sport. So this is what our new man, Sam Allardyce, had to say. There was an interview on Talk Sport, and he revealed his top priority will be fixing Leeds' leaky defence. Speaking for the first time on TalkSport to Jim White, he says, we obviously have very difficult games. We can all point out where the easiest one might be. But of course, cliche, there are no easy fixtures in the Premier League. We can only do what we can try and achieve from my point of view, and that is stopping the goals from going in. We've conceded 28 goals in the last 10 or 12 games, and that has to stop. If we're going to get out of trouble, we're needing to score 3 goals every game to win. If we're left to do that, then it'll be impossible. I'm doing all I can with the staff to try and get the players out of trouble. And that's what we must do, first of all, is stop conceding goals. I agree with Colton Connor, who says we only need 4 draws. Yeah, I think 4 points is enough. Sam Allardyce, when getting the call, he said, I was shocked. I never thought I'd get a call at this stage of the season. The phone popped up with a name I knew fairly well, which will be Angus Kinnear from their time at West Ham. And I knew what it was, and it took me 2 seconds to say yes. He'd have said yes straight away, and then, of course, they'd have worked out the contract, which is about $2.5 million if he keeps us up, and $500,000 in terms of wages. He confirmed that Carl Robinson will be on his coaching staff, and it is understood Robbie Keane will be joining him as well. Just on Robbie Keane, I'm just going to have a look at his coaching record. I know he would have worked at Ireland for a little bit. I swear he went out to India as well for a period of time with Teddy Sheringham, I believe. Let's just have a look at his management career. Or coaching career, sorry, should I say. Does it say? It doesn't say. That's not. Oh, there we go. Coaching career. So, in March 28, Keane was appointed playing manager of ATK after Sheringham and his replacement Ashley Westwood was sacked. So was that in Australia? Maybe, I'm not too sure. He was the assistant manager of Republic of Ireland under Mick McCarthy. And then assistant manager at Middlesbrough with Jonathan Woodgate. Yeah, okay. He has completed UEFA coaching qualifications, receiving the UEFA Pro license back in 2020. So he's had experience in the Championship, knows all about Leeds, of course, but he's had experience in the Championship with Jonathan Woodgate and also international level with Mick McCarthy. And Mick McCarthy's not too dissimilar from Sam Allardyce, really, is he? Let's be totally honest. Yeah, let's be totally honest. It's not too far away from that. Listen, I'm excited. ATKFC in India. Yeah, I thought as much. I know he was in India for a period of time. I thought he'd manage with Sheringham, but he must have replaced him. The only reason I know that is because my ex-partner Amy, when we worked at Empower, we had officers out in Capita in India, and she went out there for a couple of weeks to help with like the admin side of stuff and data analysis and that. And while she was there, they were in the same hotel as Sheringham and Keene. So yeah, there you go. That's the only reason I knew that. I asked her to go get a picture and she wouldn't. She didn't have the balls. So yeah, that's why I know that. That's a little bit of a story for you. Stu Palmer says, I don't see us getting 4 points. I think we can. I think he's not going to suffer any fools. Yeah, Big Sam's going to keep us in the division. And then we can look to the summer. There's talk of Brendan Rodgers. So let's see what happens, isn't it? We're going to have the money. They're going to have the money because the 49ers are going to come in. I don't want to have another year. I don't want to have another year with Radwazani in the championship. We've seen what's happened after Bielsa. It's crazy just how bad it's gone. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. But we have 4 cup finals. You know, it's a massive cliche, but it is. You know, yes, it's 4 very tough games. We all said at the start of the season we need to be safe by May because they're tough games, and we're safe at the minute. So that objective was ticked off. But we'll now have to see what happens between now and then. Monday's huge. We play Saturday. Let's hope it's respectable. Jamie says Iriola, Slot, Gallardo. They're auto picks, bro. We'll go away from that now. Radwazani and the 49ers, they'll look to someone who's got Premier League experience. Listen, there was chat that a lot of people wanted, you know, Unai Emery. I'd like to come away from that. I'd like to come away from what we've done under Victor and look for some more Premier League proven managers, you know, or someone with gravitas. And I think the 49ers will do that. I'd much prefer Emery over any of them names mentioned. Of course, they might go on to have amazing careers, but I think we just need someone who's gonna set it. Potter or Rodgers, that would work for me. Yeah. Change needs to be made, and we need to come away from what anything Victor put in place or was going to put in place. We've already seen the Ilias Akamak, the Barcelona keyboard, the winger, being you know, that's off the table already. And so it should be, because as much as he might go on to have an amazing, you know, game, but we have got too many keyboards. No one needs that many keyboards. It's crazy. So yeah, let's get a new technical director in and try staying, you know, and properly. Oh, sorry, Woody, I missed your super chat. Kian, my apologies, mate. He says Jack shows up when needed. Remember Brentford. He does indeed, mate. And thank you for the super chat. I dropped you a follow on Twitter as well, bro. Sorry I missed that. Sometimes I was just on a Emery is an elite manager for European trophies. You on crack? I said he was. I didn't say he wasn't, bro. Daniel Sinha. Who said he was bad? I said Leeds United were also mooted about getting him. What are you on about? Coming in with capitals and that, and you don't even know what you're on about. Are you on crack? I hope that's in a response to someone else. I did not say anything bad towards Emery, bro. So yeah, you wouldn't take Rodgers? I think you're mad. Those that say Potter, I think you're mad as well, but it is. Oh, no worries, Daniel. No worries. My apologies, bro. But that person who said Emery isn't good, they are on crack, mate. Because look what he's done. Aston Villa were 17th when he took them over. They're now in the top 6, are they not? No, I don't think we're mad to want... It's crazy to say you're mad to want Rodgers when he got you in the Champions League and won an FA Cup. It's mad, man. It's mad. Hey, God. Hey, yeah, listen. We move. We've done an hour already. It's Wednesday morning. I'm working, and then I'll be doing. a watch along tonight of our relegation rivals, and of course our scouting mission on Man City at the weekend. If anything else happens during the day, you know I'll be here, but I want to thank you all for being here. Please subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 20k by the end of May. That would be absolutely fantastic, and I will see you on the other side. Don't forget, folks, don't let anyone tell you any different, man, that the man Big Sam is keeping us up.